Guys, this is Cousin. So I want to quickly share with you guys a trade I took on V100 during the weekend on synthetic. So this is the synthetic market. So the trade was actually from this zone, from here. Trade was from here. I got the entry from here, and my Excel was from here. My Excel was here, something like this. This was how I caught the trade. So it was still the same model I trade, entry model I use, but then again in conjunction or in unison with the trend of the market. So how was I able to cut it? I cut the sell here. The entry was from here, the Excel was here, and the take profit was below this guy here. Here was my take profit. That was here. So now, how was I able to catch this trade? On the 4 hours, you can see a liquidity that was taken away by this guy, and you can see as price created a protected high, and this guy a high that was taken away, and this guy a liquidity. So you can see after this guy, after this lower low, we had this lower high. After this lower high, we had this lower low, lower high, lower low. So this was a liquidity, just the same model, just this. Just this. This. The same concept, the same model as entry model. So when saw this here, but then again this liquidity guy was far. So what did I do? I waited for price to come up to this type 2 liquidity, and I utilized and I waited for this candlestick confirmation. So immediately this candlestick closed, I knew it was time to jump into the trade. But that wasn't the only thing that made me to jump into the trade. Yeah, the 4 hours was bearish. I capitalized on the 4 hours being bearish to sell, and this trade gave me like 1:4 RR. So what made me to sell? So coming to the monthly time frame, so like I said, this is the synthetic market. On the synthetic market, the problem with the synthetic market is that they don't show the higher time frame on the trading view, like the monthly, the weekly. The highest time frame on the trading view is the daily time frame. So coming to the monthly time frame, you can clearly see that this trend is totally bearish. The trend is totally bearish. You can see a break of structure to the downside, another break of structure to the downside, and a break of structure to the downside. Now we have something like this. After this break of structure to the downside, what did market give? Market bought up, had a rejection, and closed with a sell candlestick for last month, signaling that sellers are still in charge. Closed with a sell candlestick for last month, signaling that what? Sellers are still in charge. That is on the monthly. So knowing that price is still selling on the monthly, we quickly go down to the weekly and see what is happening on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, the same concept. We had this OG here. This was the higher high. We had this higher low. We had this higher high. Then we had this lower low. We had this lower high. we had this lower low, we had this lower high, we had this lower low. And yeah, we cannot call this guy a lower high yet until it has given us a valid lower low, till it has created a guy that took out this guy, if we can call it a lower high. So that trade happened here. So I took the trade on Saturday, and you know that for synthetic, for people that trade the synthetic market, the weekly candle closes on Saturday midnight, unlike the forest candlestick that closes on Friday by 10. But here on synthetic, the market, the weekly candle closes on Saturday night, and a new one opens immediately on Sunday by 1 a.m. So what happened here? Immediately this candle closed, this particular candle closed, I knew that this candle was signaling what? Sell, because it was formed inside. Because then again, I had on the daily, coming to the daily time frame, let's go to the daily time frame. I had a sell setup on the daily time frame, which was this guy. But price couldn't get up to it because I had this high, protected high, and a liquidity, but price couldn't get up to it. Now gave me another structure, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now immediately price liquidated this guy, took this guy away. Price started giving these internal structures. So I took this trade. This trade was taken off this internal structure here, and my SL was above here. My XL was above here. So you can see immediately price took away this supply zone. What did price did in? Price created a BOS to the downside, another BOS to the downside. So that was what I now capitalize. If you go to the 4 hours time frame, you will now understand better. You can see what happened, how the trade came to happen, and it's already given another opportunity which you can capitalize. This lower low, lower high, lower low, just this, the same thing. Definitely once this guy takes away this guy, you can capitalize and take another opportunity to continue selling. That if price gets to retrace until this guy is being taken away. So look at the trade here, and the trade gave me like 1:4 RR. So that was it, and that was how I caught this wonderful setup. So you can follow me for more content like this. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. The Same Trade with Cassie is the name of the channel, to get more of this content and learn from trades I do take. Thank you for watching.